Hey guys, how you going? Sorry it's been such a long time before the last update, from the last update I should say, but life's got in the way and just getting busy, and Baron's War has unfortunately been left to the wayside, but I've got most of the stuff done and I'm just sort of working on the last couple of units or retinues, I suppose, for this starter set. So Andy made like a blue and red retinue, and I've done one of them. I've done the first one, which I think is the blue, and now I'm working on the red one. So just covering myself in all this fabulous plastic residue and filings that are coming off these miniatures, but I'm actually looking forward to actually getting this underway and actually starting painting it and everything. So just got to do all the basing, because they give you these bases which have like a dropped, or they've got like a lip on it basically. So you've got like what, 1/2 mil or something like that you've got to fill in. So I'm going to probably use some of this Tamiya diorama texture paint, which is very good stuff, even though it doesn't matter what color it is. This stuff, when it dries, it just dries absolutely rock hard. So I'll probably use that as a basing material just to fill in all the gaps and stuff. But the plastics were just meant to be really a demo set, so I could take it around to people's houses or game stores or games clubs, and once I'm confident with the rules, show people how to play, and hopefully get a few people interested here in Japan, if that's at all possible. We'll have to wait and see. But I hope everyone's been well and they've been enjoying their hobby. And thank you again for people who have subbed the channel, so I really appreciate that. Again, I apologise, there hasn't been any regular update. I've been wanting to do one, but on the other side, in the other way, I didn't really have anything to show, so I don't have anything painted apart from one Test of Honor mini, which brought me to my full quota. I don't have any unpainted Test of Honor until today, because a shipment arrived from Greyfinale Games. Me and Nick had placed an order together, as Nick's got the bug for Test of Honor, which is great to see, and he's wanting to try it out and get his own warband. So we'll go through our purchases soon. That'll be just a great break from doing all this. I've got to be honest, I'm not really enjoying this process. I'm a metal man at heart. I told Paul that I really love his metal miniatures, and I think the Wargames Atlantic stuff is fantastic for people who love plastic, and for its convertibility purposes, and what you get on the sprues is so much stuff. I've got way over the amount I'll ever need, because these retinues have been preset in the book, and I wanted to follow that. And just mentioning Wargames Atlantic, if I didn't mention it in the last video, I can't remember, but I realised that because I was just going nuts thinking there's got to be something wrong with either the list or what I've got sent, because it's not matching. And because you have like preset bodies and legs and arms that fit a certain style. So some have got mail, some have got padded armor, and some are just unarmored. So there's always going to be a ratio that matches everything to a certain quota. So if you got like 5, because I think you got 5 guys to a sprue, or 6 guys, I can't remember, but you can arm them out in a certain way. If you want all of them to be in male, and if they're like sergeants, for example, you can do that. If they're knights, well, they're just automatically in male. And the levy guys have got an array of, I think, just mainly unarmored, but they do have some, I think, with padded options as well, but not too many. But I was just scratching my head thinking, there's something going wrong here, because I just can't match what the list has. And I thought it's really strange. Why would they make a preset list when you can't actually make the exact models to it? So I counted up all the sprues and realised I had one extra levy sprue and looked to be one less sergeant sprue. So I confirmed that with the guys at War Games Atlantic, and they were very kind. They sent me out one immediately. So he said, no problem. Yep, you're absolutely right. We shortchanged you the sergeants and oversent you one for the levy. So just shout out to them that they were excellent with their customer service, very responsive. And I said, I could provide proof. I can show you pictures. No, it's okay. And they sent me a replacement immediately. So that was very kind of them. So, but yeah, I'll be just happy when this is done, the bases are all done, and I can get to the stage where I'm actually priming these guys up and applying some paint on them. I've decided to go with the red and blue theme. So, one would like the sergeants and knights will have red, and the accent color will probably be yellow or white, probably white I'd say, and the blue would be blue and white I'd say at this point, with different shield designs and stuff like that. And the levy will just have, certain things blue and certain things red, just to distinguish them all from one another. Well, that's the bell outside saying it's beer o'clock. But yeah, we did pick up some Test of Honor purchases, so we'll go through that in a minute. And as I'm really excited about playing that again, and if everything goes well, then we can have a Swords and Sake Summer Special with a Test of Honor battle report, which will be a link campaign of 6 games, which are in the main rulebook. And it's a campaign system where your hero and I think your companions too, also get to keep some of their skill cards and honor dishonor cards, and they progress through those 6 games. So I've got some extra terrain, and I'm thinking about making a table as well. I've got the MDF boards and everything like that, and I just need some materials to make that. And once that's done, we can get underway. I've got to assemble the terrain and paint it as well, because I needed at least 3 buildings, and I think out of what we've got now, we can make 4 out of those, or 5, and the ones I've got here will make us perfect, because I think that's probably all you need really. Got 5 buildings and you're away. So let's take a break from all these plastic shavings and filings, and let's have a look at what we actually picked up. Okay, so this is what Nick ordered. He ordered the Eco Rebel mob from Grafenau Games, and they do like a little bundle set that you can get the leader, which is the Keeper of the Gate, Rengo, Keeper of the Gate, and you get his cards, and I think you get you just get his cards for that, maybe some skill cards, and the miniature and the base. I was saying to Nick, I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't put them in blister packs. I mean, these miniatures aren't cheap, so I was a little bit surprised they didn't come in blister packs, because I had to re-bend out all the spears and stuff like that, and some of the Naginatas on my miniatures were at a complete 90, 180 degree bend, so that's a little shame. But they come with these nice little modular bases to sit them in, and of course the cards are the most important thing. And here are some really nice sculpts in here. I really like these miniatures. I'll probably pick up this set as well, actually, in my next order, so that I have another group of like distinctive guys that to run in Test of Honor. And yeah, they look pretty cool, especially this guy here. So yeah, that's what Nick ordered. So I don't know whether he wants to take this in our games, in our campaign. I hope so, but I'm just a bit worried that he hasn't enough models. He needs to borrow some of my models, I think, as well. So that's 7 guys he'll get out of that. But I'm not exactly sure how many points. We'll have a look at the cards and what they do in a future video. When Nick comes up again, we'll make a little short film of that, and to see exactly how they play and what makes them different. I think the whole believer keyword in here unlocks certain cards, and looks like they have kind of like a hojo or something like that. They have some kind of symbol on their cards that skill cards will sort of, you know, are compatible with these guys, synergize with them. So yeah, we'll see how they go in a future video. This is what I picked up. I picked up the Sohei Temple Guard. It wasn't just the Temple Guard. I picked up the actual bundle. There was a bundle where you can save a few shillings there to buy the whole thing. So I thought I'd get that all at the same time. Why not? And that's everything they've ever made for it, for the Sohei faction. And again, I really wanted the cards because contained in here you get an extra 2 quest cards and some skill cards as well. So, as unfortunately, I think Graphenhale Games, I think Graham's actually discontinuing these sets. I had to go on the hunt for the Ashigaru Scout set because that's now being discontinued, and by the sound of things, it's not going to be reproduced. So the cards, I think maybe the miniatures will be, but I think the cards are being discontinued, which is a real shame. So I've had to track one down in the UK. Oh, there's a Naginata popping out here. and I've acquired one thanks to a good friend of mine over in the UK who's got that now, and he'll be sending that over to me shortly. And yeah, so that completes that. And that set, that Ashigaru set, which I'll show you when I get it, is the perfect complement to this. So much like the Rogues and Ruffians and Unlikely Allies, we sort of paired them off against each other. This has a mounted Sohei Temple Guardsman, and the Ashigaru set has a mounted Samurai. So it's a nice complement for each other to play in our games in the future. But we'll have a look at this faction as to what makes them different from other factions in the game. Obviously, they're religious zealots, so obviously that will come into it, and maybe they unlock certain potential buffs and that kind of thing in their skill sets when you get to customize your deck before you get to play. But it'd be interesting to see what I really like how they look. I like painting the one in the Unlikely Ally set. Nice oranges and yellows and blacks. So I look forward to doing this set and hopefully doing it justice in the future. And I also picked up this one, and it's just a card set, but because I know the cards are basically going to be phased out, which is a real shame, but that's fair enough. It must cost a lot of money to make these really high quality cards, but basically this will complement the Scout set. Actually got a Scout set when I get it, to upgrade those, and because it's got like a musician, bannerman in there. It's got this is an interesting one, combination card. So it's only one point to cost, but you can upgrade 1 group or 2 single followers, and after this warrior is assigned an action token and completes an action, you take the next turn. I think that's a pretty cool one. And it's got 3 new skill cards. That's another reason why I wanted to get this, because once they're gone, they're gone. And 2 quest cards, so I can add that to my quest deck. And just to vary up the quests, I think that's an interesting one. So yeah, I'm really happy I've got that, and I got it before they sadly will be discontinued. And these are the Sarissa Precision kits that we got. So this has just 1 building, because I quite like this roof section here. It looked quite nice from the photos I saw of it painted in as a sample on their website. I thought it looked pretty cool, and it's got a decent sized footprint on it, so it's not too small, so it should be quite nice. And these, so they're sort of like little village. We sort of thought about it and looked at the terrain and thought, well, it's going to be basically rural in these kind of impoverished kind of places where our battles be taking place, and I want to paint them in the same sort of style as the temple, or the shrine I should say. So they're sort of very rustic, really worn, aged colour schemes, so nothing too pretty, nothing fancy, something I can paint up quite quickly and get on the table even quicker. So yeah, they're the buildings we got for our future table and campaign, which I'm looking for. And the last thing I picked up, well, it was kind of it took a long time for me to get this, and it was my fault because I gave him the wrong address details, or I missed some of my address details, and it got sent back to the UK, and then they very kindly sent this back to me, which is another reason why I placed an order with them, in order to make up for their loss in shipping costs. So thanks again to Grateful No Games and to Sarissa for resending this, because it was my fault. But I'm really happy to have Guards of Trader's Toll, and I'm going to be hopefully talking to Graham Davey soon on the Chrono Command podcast about this, about Test of Honor especially, because that's kind of the game that I absolutely love the most out of, so far what I've played of his games. I'm interested in the 0200 Hours as well at some point, potentially picking that up, but then again, like this, I need a whole array of terrain, and that's kind of, and a board and everything, so it's going to be a very, very long, slow project to do this, but I'm just happy to support him with his new project that is just out, and it's been so successful, which is fantastic. So Graham's been scrambling trying to get cards printed and dice made and rule books printed as well, and miniatures made and everything. So I'm really happy that it's become such a massive success. And it's kind of a game that lives on Facebook. So if a lot of people that I know haven't heard of this, and when I mentioned it on my podcast or on Patreon or whatever, they were quite curious. So here it is. Now, I'm not going to do an unboxing. I've actually unboxed this already, but if you just go to the Hobby Homies channel, I'll leave a link in the description here. They're two Aussie guys. They're good guys. I quite like them and their community on Discord, and they've actually played it. So they've got all the terrain. They've got all the nice Sarissa terrain and a nice table, and they're actually playing the game. So if you want to go and see it in action, go and check out their website and give them a like and a comment and a sub if you want, because they do a lot of good stuff. They do a lot of Test of Honor stuff as well, and I really enjoy their videos. Very high production, but very few subscribers and viewers, which is really strange. So I like to find those obscure channels that no one else knows about, and if they're good quality and I quite like the people, if they're genuine, then I'll definitely give them a good shout out and support them. So there you go, Guards of Trader Toll. More plastic for me to pull out whatever hair I've got left in all these combinations. So it's really important that you get the citizens matching the cards, because you need to identify citizens, and with your city guard, so these guys here, they need to make arrests in the city and unveil secrets of the city. And you can play solo, which is probably one of the main reasons why I bought it, apart from the amazing art. I love this color purple against the parched kind of color on the cards, and yeah, the tokens are lovely. Components are fantastic. I mean, everything Grateful No Games do is really, really up there in terms of quality. So and it's only what was it, 10,000 yen, which is about £50, or not even that, maybe. So that's really good value, I think, for what you get. I think it's excellent. Love the dice. But yeah, look, Hobby Homies, they've done some unboxings of this, and they've done the other one too, the other expansion for this as well. So if you want to go and check out what it's all about, I'll leave a link here. You can go and check that out and see what it's all about. But guys, thank you so much again for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging in there, and I hope to come back soon with something, maybe some Baron's War again, maybe painting some miniatures. In fact, before I go, I'll show you some conversions I did with some plastics and metal models. These guys were originally spearmen. And when I got the spears, they were really thin and I just couldn't get them straight, and I was just frustrated with them. So I just, I abandoned that idea, and I thought I would make them, either get like spears from the website, which are like basically brass rod, and use that, which is a much better alternative, or convert them. So I did. I converted them. I actually did some chopping and replacing of arms. So these are the Wargames Atlantic bits, obviously. And there, they scale pretty well, so I was quite happy with that. So I put them with falchions because I do have a falchion, like a sergeant in metal for my Otrimer range, but I don't have any other ones. So he's only like a single dude, and you need to have more WYSIWYG. And I thought, well, I can make, you know, a group of 5 now. And yeah, I posted this on the Facebook group, and even Paul reached out to me and said, yeah, thanks, mate, for doing that, because because I think there was a bit of controversy about the scaling of the plastics. And of course, you know, if I grab a plastic here, yeah, well, he's a bit hunched over, isn't he? But yeah, I mean, that always the plastic's going to be bigger than metals, always. I don't know any range where they're exactly the same, but they're going to be, there's going to be some, you know, well, let's see if I've got a, you know, a lot of Paul's poses are sort of in motion. I quite like that. So it's got a bit of inertia behind the miniature design. But yeah, I mean, you know, they're not that big of a difference. And if when I paint them and put them side by side, you probably wouldn't know the difference. So, but I know there's a bit of a hoo-ha on Facebook. Someone posted up about it, saying the discrepancies of the scaling. But, you know, I mean, I think the horses, the cavalry model, I don't have them, but I can see that they would be probably, from my guess, would be a bit bigger than the metal ones. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with how they match in together, and that I've got all these versatile parts. Like, I've got so many extras of the plastics that I can easily go through and start converting other models and make some unique miniatures, which is great because Paul's already designed so many different sergeants and knights, obviously, you know, mounted on foot. So it's just nice to have some more variations. I've got you know, different helms. This helm, I think this guy just had like a male head, so I wanted him to have like the kettle helmet. And that works out quite nice. Even got a metal shield on here as well, and yeah, so that was fun to do. Actually, I quite enjoyed doing that. Very simple. Shout out to Johnny Watson, my good friend Johnny over in the UK. He went to, what's it called? Not Partisan. What's the other big show called again? Oh, I forgot about it now. I can't remember now. It's been a while now since this happened, but you know the one, the big wargaming show in London, which just the name escapes me. You can type it in below. Anyhow, Wargames Atlantic were there. They were selling the 2nd edition box set, so people got their copies early before it even came to pre-order. And these were there. So Paul designed this special events miniature, which is another war cleric, a bishop with who's been battered and beaten up, but he's still raging on there in God's good name. So I really enjoyed this miniature so much that I said to Johnny, mate, if they have one, can you please pick one up for me? And he did, the legend that he is. And it was the last one. So it was meant to be in the end. So I'm really happy about that. And I said, if I get it, mate, I might do a painting video on it. So I might do a painting video on this guy for you guys on the channel here. And I'm just thinking whether to do it in purple, where this I think this might be another Otrimer miniature. I really like the Otrimer stuff, and all my metal, but probably Otrimer, really. So, but can you take more than one priest? I think you can only take one, can't you? I already got one, but this will be another variant. I mean, who cares? I mean, I'm just painting them to collect. I don't even play the game. So what am I talking about? I just enjoy painting them. This guy had a broken, like the mace basically snapped. So this is the plastic mace in hand adjoining here. but and then my good mate, my sponsor here actually, Scott, sent me the metal one. There's a metal weapons pack you can buy with hands attached and everything. So I might keep it like this, or I might have a look at the metal one and see if that will work better. I'm not sure. It depends if that fist is going to be mailed, or I need to actually sculpt on some mail on the hand there. But yeah, I mean, for the plastics, they're versatile for doing little conversions like that, aren't they? To individualize your miniatures and, you know, to get something different on the tabletop, which is nice. Close his legs there. Close your legs there, you dirty bishop. And, but yeah, looking forward to painting him. I love that model. And I'll probably do it in exactly the same style as before. I might keep the barding black, but then do the robes here purple, like the foot knight. The foot bishop, sorry, and I know he's a named character, but I'm not too worried about that. I think his scabbard has gone a bit limp. so his legs open and a limp scabbard, the dirty bugger. Okay, well, I need to fix that up and erect him. Leave it there for today, and let me get back to my hobby. I've got so many commissions going on, which is fantastic. I'm really happy about that. So got loads and loads and loads of work on, and I'll be back when I've got something else to show you. Hopefully a painting video, hopefully an update on these guys, maybe. We'll see. But until then, take care of yourselves, enjoy your hobby, and see you again next time. Bye-bye.